Hello, my name is Gregory E. Wooten. Uh, again, representing S&D Platinum Films. I kind of want to talk today about, when you really have to put your big boy pants on, you know. Uh, I've been doing this since 2005, dealing with people. First, I had my book published, Unfriendly Skies, and with Publish America Incorporated, a 7-year contract. And, once you become a published author, you begin to feel like, and getting royalty checks, you heard about them. And, I got excited. I thought I really made it, and I really didn't understand the business, you know, all the way in the sense of policies, that publishing companies have. Um, I think if you're an author, this is very significant for you. This is what I went through with the publishing company. It was called a policy, non-returnable policy. Then you have the returnable policy. Now, the non-returnable policy is when the actual retailer, the Barnes and Nobles, the Borders, or whatever bookstore, um, when they order 100 of the books for you, most of the time for book signings, and then when you get hot and your book is, a lot of people are buying it and it's going off the shelf. Um, but with the non-returnable policy, it prohibits having, access to the actual retail bookstores. And so thought when I got my first royalty check, I thought it was gonna be real big and outstanding. Oh, it was maybe like $13 or something like that. Uh, and half of the contract with Publish America, they had the non-returnable policy, and it was killing our sales. And I would wonder how could they be a publishing company and to get in, having success and having growth as a company, to have a policy that prohibited the authors. So after 3.5 years of the contract, they made it returnable. So I went into the Walden bookstore in the CNN Center, and I remember this female named Ann. She was the manager. So I told her I had a book published, and uh, all the while, the whole 7 years, I had Ingrams and Baker and Taylor were my distributors for the distributors of the company. So I had access to 750 million people worldwide. I was seeing my book on Amazon Japan, Amazon Denmark, Amazon France, just all over access that I had. But I was cut short with sales I could have had for 3.5 years of my contract because of that policy. Now, once she allowed me to have a book signing, um, I had to set my table up so it can be interesting, because the characters on my book, there are two Italian characters and then there's a white serial killer in the middle. And so white people would come walking past, because remember, this is Ted Turner's property. So they'll walk past and see a black man behind the book looking like the cover looking like a major movie or something, um, so they'll come up, well, what's your book about? Thinking I might slip up or something and not be able to articulate it well. So I would say, well, my book is about a serial killer named Jonathan Black. He works for one of the most powerful beauty production companies in the world, New Age Cosmetics. Um, as he goes on business trips for the company, he rents cars and he rapes and strangles his victims with a painted blue rope. As a matter of fact, you can see how I narrate a story. You can read my prologue, because I know that whoever reads the prologue, you have to know what happens next. Um, so, I sold out and I continued to sell out book signings. I had some in the Georgia Tech Barnes and Nobles. Barnes and Nobles in Buckhead. And, I was doing well. And then, like I, mentioned in a previous video, that I was around the wrong person. And I ended up losing 3 years fighting a case that, I tried to save a guy, from a person who lost 3 of his kids to child services. And he wanted to take it out on the guy because he got smart with him 2 days beforehand. And, the guy ended up getting hurt real bad. And because the guy seen me selling out book signings downtown Atlanta, became, it's kind of crabbish, the barrels in the bucket, syndrome I was dealing with down there. So he lied, and told him we threw him out face first, but he landed on his feet, 2.5-story window. And, and I thought the judges, you had all these years of experience in court and dealing with charts and dealing with x-rays. And I mean, it was like common sense. And 3 years of my life was taken away. Enough about that, though, But through all of it, even in that situation, no one was there. And, even right now, as I'm dealing with OGS Capital, I'm having a $17 million budget for my movie Lost and Turned Out. Nobody's still there, It's like from the beginning, I understood. Every time I ask somebody to do something pertaining to what I'm doing with my vision, it never gets done. There's nobody never there. I haven't experienced yet getting to the other side, but what I heard for the most part, that's when everybody wanted to be there. But at the same time, it makes me understand every position and every function within my company, S&D Platinum Films. S&D Platinum Films inception came from that situation of pain and anguishes, being, in that situation like what the guy did. And now while I'm out here, it seems like the same type of, it's like, there's, if I look back, it's no one there. But at the same time, I'm here. So it doesn't matter. I'm here. And so if I have to, have to wear every hat, then I will, And I just look at it as, in the end, trying to be CEO of a company, chief executive officer, coming from 20 years of incarceration. 7 years took and lied on after I did 12 years and 3 months. And that trial was so terrible, didn't no lawyer in Illinois, wanted to take my case off the sound of my name, because I was railroaded so, crucial, and they all dealt with a judge's misconduct. So I had to do the time because the judges have a brotherhood. So, every time I dealt with court systems, it's always it took so much of my life away. However, in the end, it made me be me, and all the loneliness, no mail, when they walk by, never having mail. If I didn't have my auntie, rest in peace, I wouldn't have never had anybody. So, I say this to say that the saying, what don't kill you make you stronger. I think about what's the Quentin Tarantino movie, He Left Her for Dead, and then you just, you keep on going and you come back and you want to get everybody. Well, I heard a phrase that always, that stuck with me and it's implanted inside my mind, like the best revenge is success. So, of all these people that are not there, as I'm trying to establish a phenomenal company, I mean, like, I had a guy, he edited for shows like Sex and the City and Friends, he believed in his opinion that I was extraordinary as a script writer. Um, I had a guy. He directed episodes of The Sopranos, Law and Order, Presumed Innocent, producer Boomerang, Randy Barbie. Uh, Him and his partner was looking at me with enthusiasm as being a scriptwriter, profoundly. Uh, so, only thing I have to say to it all in conclusion is that, you know, it's like as a kid, the little caboose that could, you know, the hill was high and so strong and so hard and so rough and so rugged to get up the hill, you know. Now I'm just saying, now I'm up the hill. I'm almost all the way up the hill. And you know, I guess it'd be easy the next time. Even when I jump off into being a director, producing, my first film. Um, you know, my whole goal is that every project comes from all the deep emotions, from what I've been through, things I done seen. A lot of my urban films are from places I've been, deep down in the depths, of Earth, the worstest parts you can imagine. So I just tried, to purify, through those, whether it be uh, in New Orleans, selling big drugs, killing, murdering, feeding to the alligators, Superdome, just thrown all in there. After Katrina, hit, threw everybody in the Superdome with the rapes, the murders, and things that went on. Um, what's that? Treacherous, inhumane treatment, throwing all them people in there like that. And so for me coming out with stories from going down there and seeing and hearing and witnessing, the culture, the mentality, and that's Curse No More. You know, and I have another one where I'm from, Waukegan growing up. Give me a reason. I can't wait to go back and all those that I had a lot of people that saw me in gangs and stuff like that. um, I was a leader in that. Led them, a lot of them to prison. Following my examples, but to come back and before I left, Tupac said they'd rather see me die than see me fly. So a lot of that happened. A lot of people I grew up with since the third grade, fourth grade, and they heard I had wrote a book and it wasn't even published yet. What's up, Mr. Author? Some kind of, um, you know, degradation in their heart, for me trying to come up, and change my ways, the time changed my ways, to be able to read a lot. And so now, it all just comes to anything that I just tried to do from play, to scripts, to books. It just happened naturally. I just had to get the format down. And, you know, I had to get it down. It's like I have to get the funding. That's how, I have to get, do the business plan. I have to step by step from each scene, everything that's needed for each scene, tally it up and put it in the budget myself, in order to get money for my movie. There's no hiring nobody for this stuff right now, and I just want to say that I'm glad and looking forward to overcoming just to get movies to everyone that come from my mind, which is a trip. Um, Once I get the characters and the plot, the story's done. I never get writer's block. Never have, never will. Even Alzheimer's wouldn't give it to me from all the reading and all of the things that gave me an automatic ability, to just, uh, you know, write the story knowing that stick to the theme, but be creative with the characters. They all become a part. They become a part of me until the conclusion, till the end on the script. And I'm like, wow, here go another one. So, you know, so keep in mind I have 22 screenplays finished, again, 10 urban, 22 thrillers. you know, um, I'll give you a little bit more of one of my thrillers. Just a little bit, not too much. As I said, people steal something. But I came up with this one idea of why it was like Lake Forest. A lot of rich people lived up in there. We lived in Waukegan in North Chicago. We didn't have money with Walter Paytons and Mr. T's and all that type of people lived out there. In Illinois. Um, you know, and so I used to go through there at night, riff raffing and stuff like that. And even there, I was able to come up with an idea of a movie. Sometimes, as children, um, you can have animosity before one parent giving more attention. In this case, two brothers. One got more attention. Um, and so I was glad to be able to see all them big mansions when I was a kid, and in Lake Forest and Lake Bluff, and to be able to create a story in one of them houses that I've been in one time, but to be able to create a story even from never, from those mansions, a story with these people living in the mansion, and there's a brother who has hidden anger. That's the name of the thriller. And sometimes as kids you can do things, and you may have a brother that don't like the success you had because you didn't take your responsibility. Like, let's just say somebody smoking a cigarette, and parent opens up a door real quick, he throws it up, panics, and end up burning damn near burning up the house. And then he does it, let be known, and that he did it. They automatically gonna look at the one that had a little trouble. It was a little troublesome. So that's how I came up with the plot of Hidden Anger. One is doing real well, but you gotta understand one is a Navy SEAL, was a Navy SEAL, and you know, he's hidden. I'll just say that much. But that'll probably be, I say, like, after I do Killer Smile, I might do Hidden Anger. Um, of course, I got a poet. He does poems and murders. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. And then, it's interesting. I got an idea. See, I watch a lot of new detectives, the FBI files, CSI. I seen every serial killer type of, you know, documentary on YouTube. Um, but this one guy in particular, he was incinerating people, and uh, he had access to, to this. I guess you would call it incineration chamber or something like that. So uh, he never got caught, with his victims until one time they went in there and found a loose bone fragment, and they was able to tie it to one of the victims, and they were able to finally solve the case of the serial killer that was incinerating. So things like that, I ain't gonna tell you what that story is about, but I got a thought off of something like that. See, that's how I get the thoughts when it comes to the thrillers. Um, and I just want to say that kind of feeling, you know, all the anguish that I had, from being lied on in the system, and how I took to reading, you know, how I took to writing, and now to get it got out here and had to deal with so many individuals that just believe in what they see, you know, and I mean, you're gonna see me now, you know, but I'm not gonna see you. You know, it's like how you like them apples. But you know, uh, really though, I'm just gonna focus on filming, and you know, if they bought a ticket or not, you know, hey, you know, that's their personal, you know, personal thing. But it really doesn't matter to me. Don't buy it now. You could just keep your money. You know, I don't need nothing from you. You know. Uh, but I would like to say to everyone that, um, you know, follow your dreams. You know, and I don't care if you're 80 years old. You know, 90 years old, your dream might come in, but at least you'll die with a smile on your face because you did what you dreamed about. So, you know, again, this is Gregory Wooten, S&D Platinum Films CEO. Uh, and I look forward to entertaining all you guys soon. Um, you know, with urban films, motto after the darkness then come to light, real things you see when you step outside. Uh, in urban communities, you know, um, and then also suspense thrillers on the magnitude of the grace. You know, like I said, on Barnes and Noble's website, you know, my book Unfriendly Skies that I'm republished, they would say people who bought this book also bought Angels and Demons by Dan Brown, Digital Fortress by Dan Brown, Nighttime is My Time, Mary Higgins Clark, you know, so on and so forth. So, you know, I'm going to take up too much more of your time. And just look forward because I'm going to be around forever and a day. Even when I'm gone, my films are still going to be here in the archives. Have a good rest of the day.